Having $1 million has traditionally been seen as a definitive sign of wealth for most people. You would classify yourself as affluent. Millionaires are often perceived to live in grand residences, drive luxury vehicles, and typically hold high-income executive positions or own successful businesses. That may have been the case maybe 40, 50, or 60 years ago, but today, the purchasing power of $1 million is not what it used to be. When someone becomes a millionaire, it is generally considered the threshold of wealth and financial independence. $1 million may sound like a substantial amount, doesn't it? But have you ever considered how much return this capital can actually generate? Can it provide sufficient income? How effective is a $1 million investment in achieving the expected standard of living? And is this situation as glamorous as we often imagine? Firstly, it is quite natural to examine the annual return of an investment portfolio and consider it suitable to withdraw and spend those gains during retirement. For example, if a $1 million investment yields a 12% return in 1 year, that would be $120,000, which we can withdraw and use, right? Then, if the portfolio generates an 8% return the following year, you would have earned $80,000. Sounds good, doesn't it? However, an important point to remember here is that stock market returns can vary significantly from year to year. For instance, in 2018, the S&P 500 experienced a 6% decline. In that case, there would be little budget left for expenses. On the other hand, in 2019, the S&P 500 delivered an almost 29% return, making it a prosperous year for investors. Nevertheless, we should not forget that there will always be years of decline as well. The idea of being able to withdraw all the annual gains becomes problematic when the fluctuations of market returns and the impact of inflation are disregarded. A $1 million investment loses its value over time due to inflation. I understand that there is a lot of confusion in this section. If you specify the reasons in the comments, I will address all of your concerns. If we consider the average annual return of the S&P 500 to be 10%, then in the first year of retirement, you would earn an average income of $100,000. This seems like a quite generous amount for the first year. However, if we think about 30 years ahead, $1 million will have significantly lost its value. It may still be worth $1 million nominally and provide an average annual income of $100,000. However, this would be relatively low compared to its purchasing power initially. If we take into account an average inflation rate of 3%, the value of money nearly halves within 24 years. There are various opinions on how much you should withdraw from your investments each year. Theoretically, you can withdraw your gains, but it is evident that this approach may not be sustainable due to various reasons. Some suggest withdrawing only 3% due to market uncertainties, while others claim that 5% is safe as long as there is no prolonged bear market risk. As a general rule, you can consider a 4% withdrawal rate to be safe. It is important not to confuse this rate with the total returns of your portfolio. It is simply the withdrawal rate. This means that in the first year of retirement, you can withdraw 4% of your portfolio and make inflation adjustments for each subsequent year. You can withdraw $40,000 in the first year. If the cost of living increases by 3% that year, you can withdraw $41,200 in the following year, and this way your money will deplete over the next 30 years. The 4% rule is based on multiple factors. Firstly, this rule assumes that an individual's portfolio consists of 50% stocks and 50% bonds, which is a fairly conservative strategy. Dave Ramsey, one of the most conservative investors, suggests that people put all of their investments into growth stock funds and avoid allocating any portion to bonds. Ramsey points out that bonds offer lower risk and return compared to stocks. While each individual may have their own unique choices for portfolio components, it is generally advised to increase bond allocation and decrease stock allocation as one gets older. The higher your stock allocation, the higher your average returns and risks will be. Secondly, this 4% withdrawal rate is calculated over a 30-year retirement period. In this case, if you plan to retire in your 30s or 40s, a 4% withdrawal rate may be too high, and you may face the risk of depleting your funds in the future. However, if you are planning to retire over a 30-year period, using this method makes the likelihood of running out of money almost zero. However, the problem with planning for a 30-year withdrawal period is that no one knows their exact lifespan. If you knew exactly when you were going to die, budgeting would be easy, and you would know exactly how much you could spend. Some people plan to spend all their money to enjoy it because, after all, you can't take it with you after you die, so they say to enjoy it while you're alive. This may sound nice, but the problem is that you don't know how long you will live, so you need to be mindful of how much you spend. The Social Security Administration predicts that the average remaining lifespan for a 65-year-old individual is less than 30 years. However, this is just an average, and investors need to plan for a long retirement period. Running out of money is a significant risk and needs to be managed. This situation also affects the notion that $1 million is a measure of wealth. $1 million signifies a wealthy individual for many people, but what it truly means to have this amount and how long it will sustain them is often misunderstood. As previously mentioned, the purchasing power of $1 million decreases over time and may not meet the lifestyle expectations during retirement. Social Security benefits vary based on your retirement age, how long you contributed to the program, and the taxable income you earned over the years. If a person starts receiving benefits at age 62, they will receive less money each month compared to someone who retires at 65, 67, or 70. The average Social Security benefit per person is approximately $18,000 per year. When combined with a 4% withdrawal from your portfolio, this increases your annual income to $58,000. If you are married, Social Security benefits would be twice this amount, bringing your total annual income to $76,000. This can be a livable amount for many retirees, as the average household income in the United States was $68,000 in 2020. Tax amounts can vary greatly depending on each individual's situation. Your tax burden generally depends on the type of retirement account you are using. The most common options are a traditional IRA or 401k, which require distributions to be taxed at regular income rates. If Roth IRA is utilized, taxes have already been paid on contributions, so distributions are tax-free. However, many individuals may have various accounts that complicate accurate tax calculations, including brokerage accounts, 401k, IRA, and Roth IRA. Of course, it will depend on which state you live in, your tax situation, and of course, your income bracket. It is important to calculate your tax obligation and seek the assistance of a CPA, taking into account the type of accounts you have and your estimated tax bracket. In a general framework, a $1 million portfolio consisting of 50% stocks and 50% bonds would provide an annual income of $40,000. The safe withdrawal rate will vary depending on the structure of your portfolio, expected retirement duration, and various other factors. When you add the average Social Security benefit of $18,000 per year, this brings your total annual income to $58,000 as an individual or $76,000 for a couple. Considering that different individuals have various variables, you can use these figures as a starting point and make adjustments based on your personal needs. Withdrawing all the gains from your portfolio is not a sustainable approach because inflation can erode the base value of $1 million over time. When predicting your financial situation during retirement, It is important to be mindful of uncertainties, as there will always be uncertainties in life. Being cautious against these uncertainties is important when managing your financial situation during retirement. Strategic planning and careful budgeting are necessary to sustainably manage your retirement funds and maintain your living standards when you retire. This is important not only for achieving financial independence and comfort, but also for being prepared for any future circumstances that may arise. In conclusion, $1 million may no longer be seen as a significant fortune, and it may become more challenging to lead a wealthy life with this amount. However, with proper planning and investment strategies, a $1 million investment can help provide a sustainable retirement lifestyle. Investment strategy and withdrawal rates are crucial for preserving the value of your portfolio and maintaining your quality of life, because what truly matters is how long your money can serve you. Yes, my friends, you have surely realized the importance of this video. The fact that you have watched until the end is the greatest evidence of that. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to comment. I reply to all comments. I want to tell you that you are truly on the right path. 95% of our viewers on YouTube do not watch videos until the end. If you start behaving differently from others, you can surpass them and achieve success. Therefore, I recommend you to follow us. This community needs you greatly. See you in the next video on the Financial Utopia channel.